Hello everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to this new lecture in our program on the modern novel. My name is Fouzi Slisli. Today's lecture number 13 is a revision of our first novel, Animal Farm, and the next lecture number 14 and the final one will be a revision of the second novel we studied, Lord of the Flies. So let us begin. One of the most important themes or aspects of Animal Farm is that it is a satire. And satire, we said, is loosely defined as art. It's an art that ridicules a specific topic in order to provoke readers into changing their opinion of it. By attacking what they see as human folly, satirists usually imply their own opinions on how the thing being attacked can be remedied. What this means basically is that satire, although it pokes fun and ridicules topics or situations or individuals, the purpose of satire is not ridicule and laughter in itself. The purpose of satire is to change the reader's opinion and to make the readers change this situation or this topic. So satire, although it uses fun and humor and pokes fun of things and people, but it's a serious artistic genre that aims at changing things in social reality. Perhaps the most famous work of British satire is Jonathan Swift's Gulliver's Travels, which was written a long time ago in 1726, where the inhabitants of the different lands that Gulliver visits, so Gulliver just travels around and visits different lands, and these different lands, each of them embody what Swift saw as the prominent vices and corruptions of his time. So he pokes fun of them, he makes fun of them, but the purpose is that he wants them to be changed in his society. He wants these vices and corruptions to be ended. As a child, George Orwell discovered and devoured Swift's novel, which became one of his favorite books. Like Gulliver's Travels, Animal Farm is a satirical novel in which Orwell, like Swift, attacks what he saw as some of the most prominent follies of his time. These various satirical targets comprise the major themes of Orwell's novels. The first theme is tyrants. Broadly speaking, Animal Farm satirizes politicians, especially the rhetoric they use, the language, their ability to manipulate others, and their insatiable lust for power. Despite his seemingly altruistic motives, Napoleon is presented as the epitome of a power-hungry individual who masks all of his actions with the excuse that they are done for the betterment of the farm. His stealing of the milk and the apples, for example, is explained by the lie that these foods have nutrients essential to pigs, and pigs need these nutrients so that they can carry their managerial work. When Napoleon runs Snowball off the farm, he explains it by a lie that Snowball was actually a traitor, that he was working for Jones, and that the farm will fare better without Snowball. Each time that Napoleon and the other pigs wish to break one of the 7 commandments, they legitimize their transgressions by changing the commandment's original language. Whenever the farm suffers a setback, Napoleon blames Snowball's treachery, which we, the readers, know that it's not true. Napoleon's walking on 2 legs, wearing a derby hat, and toasting Pilkington reflect the degree to which he and the other pigs completely disregard disregard the plights of the other animals in favor of satisfying their own cravings for power. Thus, the dominant theme of Animal Farm is the tendency for those who espouse the most virtuous ideas they become the worst enemies of the people whose lives they are claiming to improve. Another important theme is the role of the populace, the population. What role do they play? Are they enablers or disablers? Although Boxer is a sympathetic character, his ignorance is almost infuriating and angering, and Orwell suggests that this unquestioning ignorance, Boxer has an unquestioning ignorance. He doesn't question anything. When it comes from Napoleon, he says Napoleon is always right. And this unquestioning ignorance is dangerous. And it allows rulers like Napoleon to grow stronger and stronger. Even Benjamin, the donkey contributes to Napoleon's rise, because his only stand on what is occurring is a cynical dismissal of the facts. Although he is correct in stating that life would go on as it has always gone on, that is badly, he too does nothing to stop the pig's ascension or even raise the other animals' awareness of what is happening. His only action is to warn Boxer of his impending death at the Knackers, but this is futile as it occurs too late to do Boxer any good. Another important theme is religion and its relationship to tyranny. Orwell's novel also strikes a satiric note on the idea of religion being the opium of the people. This is what Karl Marx famously said, that religion is the opium of the people. Moses, the raven, who talks of Sugar Candy Mountain, originally in the beginning of the story, he annoys many of the animals with his Sugar Candy Mountain, where a place where animals go after they die, and it's full of sugar and candy, and there is no work, and all the animals will be happy there. Originally, this story that Moses, the raven, tells annoys the other animals. Since Moses, known as a teller of tales, seems an unreliable source. At this point, the animals are still hopeful for a better future, and therefore dismiss Moses' stories of paradise elsewhere. As their lives worsen, however, the animals begin to believe him, because their lives now, they reasoned, were hungry and laborious. Was it not right that and just that a better world would exist somewhere else? Here Orwell mocks the futile dreaming of a better place that clearly does not exist. The pigs allow Moses to stay on the farm and even encourage his presence by rewarding him with beer, because they know that his stories of Sugar Candy Mountain will keep the animals docile. As long as there is some better world somewhere, even after death, the animals will trudge through this one. Thus, Orwell implies that religious devotion, viewed by many as a noble character trait, can actually distort the way in which one thinks of his or her life on earth. Orwell, however, does not imply that Napoleon is the only cause for Animal Farm's failure. He also satirizes the different kinds of people whose attitudes allow rulers like Napoleon to succeed. Molly, for example, whose only concerns are materialistic, is like people who are so self-centered that they lack any political sense or understanding of what is happening around them. Apolitical people like Molly, who care nothing for justice or equality, offer no resistance to tyrants like Napoleon. Boxer is likened to the kind of blindly devoted citizen whose reliance on slogans, Boxer keeps saying Napoleon is always right, and their reliance on slogans prevents them from examining in more details their own situation. Another important theme is false allegiance. And this is a final, noteworthy, and satiric theme is the way in which people proclaim their allegiance to each other, only to betray their true intentions at a later time. Directly related to the idea that the rulers of the rebellion, the pigs, eventually betrayed the ideals for which they presumably fought, this theme is dramatized in a number of relationships involving the novel's human characters. Pilkington and Jones and Frederick, for example, only listen to Jones in The Red Lion because they secretly hope to gain something from their neighbor's misery. Similarly, Frederick's buying the firewood from Napoleon seems to form an alliance that is shattered when the pig learns of Frederick's forged banknotes. The novel's final scene demonstrates that despite all the friendly talk and flattery that passes between Pilkington and Napoleon, each is still trying to cheat the other, as seen when both play the ace of spades simultaneously. Of course, because there is only one ace of spades, so how come one of them is cheating? Of course, only one of the two is technically cheating, but Orwell does not indicate which one, because such a fact is unimportant. What's important is that there is cheating. The friendly game of cards is a facet that hides each ruler's desire to destroy the other. Thank you very much for attending this lecture. These are the most important themes in Animal Farm. I hope it was entertaining and useful. Thank you for attending, and I shall see you in the next lecture very soon. Have a good day.